All right, guys, you've just been falsely accused of a sex crime. What the hell do you do? Where do you go? Where do you start? Because right now you're about to go on a journey, and probably an unexpected journey to crazy town. Okay. And unfortunately, you're not going to be the only one there. You're going to have the accuser, you're going to have law enforcement, you have the district attorney's office, you're going to have an attorney, a bondsman. Everybody and their brother's going to be involved. Why? Because it's an allegation of a sex crime. And nothing, and there is very few things, nothing is quite like the mob mentality that comes from sex cases. The mere allegation alone is enough to destroy your entire life. Divorce, yeah, going to happen. More than likely, your wife won't stay with you. Losing your kids, DHS getting involved. Talk about a crooked organization. Holy smokes. These guys are about as incompetent as the day is long. So right now, the ton of bricks is about to drop on you, or that has already dropped on you. Well, it's not going to get or feel better anytime soon. All right, guys, my name is Lee Berlin, and all I do every single day is defend individuals that have been accused of sex crimes. Maybe a situation just like you or a loved one. And now that your entire life is being ripped apart, you've possibly lost your job, you might have lost your apartment, you might have lost all of your friends, family are starting to cut you off. You more than likely have lost any contact with your children if you have children at this point. If DHS hasn't taken away, your wife is probably leaving you or going to stay with someone else or kicked you out of the house somehow. Your job's been notified. Everything that you've been working and building up to at this point is in danger because of a false allegation. And right now you might be saying to you, Lee, this is an absolutely absurd allegation. No one's going to believe this. I don't really need an attorney like you for a case like this, because once they do just a simple investigation, they're going to figure out that there's no evidence to prove that it happened. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, one of the more dangerous types of cases are those false accusation cases, the kind that not only can they not prove, but you can't disprove. The ones where they can't prove that he or she is lying about you, but they also can't prove that you're telling the truth or that you're innocent. One of those he said, she said. And if you think that that's not enough to get you arrested, well, let me tell you, it's also enough to get you sent to prison for a lot of years. And I know this from personal experience, having tried these types of cases, handled these types of cases for over the past 2 decades. And it's happened on my watch. How is that possible? This is all you do. Absolutely. And that should be one of the more terrifying things about it. It'd be one thing if you could lose a case like this and you're just a general practitioner, a regular criminal defense attorney. You don't focus or specialize in this particular area. It's to be expected. To win, honestly, as a generalist, really is more like catching lightning in a bottle. The chance of you being able to recreate that magic time and time again is almost zero. These are the types of cases that lend themselves to that mob mentality, where an individual, just like the prosecutor, just like law enforcement, can form a judgment or opinion about the case right out of the gate. So we know that law enforcement is going to treat this false accusation as the truth. We know that the district attorney's office is going to treat this accusation as the truth. So what the hell do you do? Well, I would tell you, you document the hell out of everything. That's the first document. Now, right along with that, okay, at a close second, if not actually fighting for or tied for first place, is keep your mouth shut. The police are going to come to you. Your wife's going to come to you. DHS is going to come to you. Everyone's going to come to you and want to know your side of the story. And you're going to want to scream from the roof that you're innocent and to tell all of the details about your case. But I'm going to tell you, you could not be committing a more grievous offense. Maybe second to talking to someone that would be problematic would be if you were to destroy evidence, because you believe erroneously that that evidence would be bad for your case. And so you destroy it because you don't want law enforcement to see, or the district attorney's office to see. They're going to completely take that out of context, only to find out later that had you saved and preserved that piece of digital evidence, That would have been the linchpin to your defense, the keystone that was necessary to walk you. But you went out and destroyed it because you don't know. But also, you've also committed a new offense by doing that. Once you're under investigation for this, and you know that you're under investigation for it, you can't destroy evidence. Now, it doesn't mean that we go and we offer it up and we carry it there to the district attorney or to law enforcement and say, here it is. But it doesn't mean that we necessarily are going to destroy it either. So what I tell everyone is make sure, as part of your documentation process, it's a preservation, not a destruction. You want to preserve and you want to document everything. And you want to start your documentation process very, very early, as soon as the allegation comes out. Okay, so you can both use that process to dump emotionally, so it's very cathartic for you, but also so you can preserve that evidence. Now, you'll more than likely, if you're at a point where you're just under investigation, you're more than likely going to set an appointment with a guy like me that does just this one area that you desperately need help with right now, sex crime. And you're going to set a meeting because you're going to want to know what to do and how to best defend the case. And so that's one of the other steps you're going to take, is you're going to exercise some due diligence. You're not going to be terrified and run and hire for a full service package the very first attorney that will return your damn phone call. You're going to spend some time on the internet. You're going to interview some different attorneys. You're going to gather all of this intelligence so you can make a well-informed decision instead of a reactive one, and just taking any attorney that will return your call in that moment so you can have them there either for a bond reduction or for your initial appearance in that arraignment that you think that you have to have an attorney for. I would tell you that if it's your first appearance, you've just bonded out, and they've set you for a day or two later, show up and ask for a 30-day continuance. Okay? And then use that time to go out and shop for a lawyer. And you're going to do that by actually physically going and meeting with those attorneys in their office, in the place that they do business. And because you want to see them in their natural surroundings. How do they take care of their office? How do they look and talk and act and interact? Are they running around like a chicken with their head cut off? Or you can tell that they're a very high volume practitioner that charges very low fee but stacks them up like cordwood and treats them like such? Or more of an individual like myself that might only take 15 to 20 cases a year, but devotes their entire practice to you and the problems that you have. Not to larceny of copper cases or murders or dope cases or possession of stolen vehicle cases or trafficking or that stuff. Just the stuff that you need help with. So that third step is finding the right lawyer for you. And I'm going to tell you that lots of clients come to me and want to make that love connection, but for one reason or another, they might not be a good fit for the firm. I might not be the right lawyer for them. So that's why I say, make sure you download or give us a call and we'll send you a physical copy of the top 8 questions you absolutely positively must ask a lawyer during your initial consult. That forms the basis. It's not the only questions that you ask, but there are some foundational, some structural questions that you need to ask. And not only do I tell you the questions to ask, but I also tell you why each question's important. Now, if you're ready right now to go ahead and schedule that strategy session, because you know this is, in to the extent that you can, this is going to be the right place for you, then let's go ahead and do that. If you're still not sure yet, I would suggest you go ahead and download that consumer guide, the top 8 questions. Along with that, I have another one, top 10 things that are killing your case. If you've recently been charged, you're under investigation, guess what? That expands upon the first 3 things that you need to do, which is keep your mouth shut, document, and do your due diligence on your attorney. What do you do beyond that? And that's what that guide will tell you about. So 2 great options for you. You can either go and do some additional study and research, fantastic. And then when you're ready, go ahead and pick up the phone and schedule that strategy session. Or if you're already ready, let's go ahead and just get that thing booked right now. More than likely, some of the best money you'll ever spend. All right, guys, my name is Lee, and this is all I do all day, every day. Just trying to keep one guy out of jail, one day at a time. Till the next one.